Good morning. Time for another Take Time Tuesday. So we start by breathing. Breathe in. Breathe out. I don't show empathy for people. I show empathy with people. There's a very large distinction between the two. When you show empathy for somebody, you are saying that you can relate to them and you understand what they're going through. When you show empathy with somebody, you say you can relate to them, you understand what they're going through, and you're here to help shoulder that burden. It is not an easy path to take. It places the emotion and the need for support partially on you, and it is ultimately a higher form of empathy, a sympathy, a recognition that you are comrades, that you are in this together. That is very hard for certain people to understand. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people that have demonized the word empathy and call it an emasculator or a threat to traditional family values because it leads to deconstructing gender roles, which are changeable and completely made up anyway, not going in that direction. But at the end of the day, humans are not solitary creatures. There is nothing that we suffer alone unless we choose to. And yes, I have heard the argument, we all die alone anyway, and all the more reason to spend our living, waking hours reaching out to other people, letting them in, and enriching your life so that you don't feel like everything is just falling down on you. When you show empathy with somebody else, you shoulder that burden and they shoulder yours. It makes things easier. It makes things more bearable. It makes life easier to live than when you try to go it on your own. And of course, there are many gradations of this, from being there as a friend, being there as a sibling, being there as a lover, being there as a parent. But at the end of the day, it's all the same. It all boils down to being there with somebody else. And you don't want to overextend, obviously, so that you're shouldering everybody's burdens but your own. And I'm guilty of that. But you do want to understand that sometimes showing empathy with somebody brings out your best characteristics. It allows you a little bit more movement to just take a moment and breathe, and then be there in the moment as is necessary. Something to think about. Y'all have a good day.